Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I wanted to go over the cup that I made and some of the things that I liked and didn't like. Starting from the beginning, talking about the construction of the cup, I almost didn't do 8 tentacles, but I knew that it was going to always be in the back of my mind bothering me that I didn't do all 8 tentacles. So I went ahead and did all 8 tentacles, and I think I should have made the tentacles a bit shorter and fatter. Now, I do have some suckers on here, and I didn't do that many suckers because when I started making the balls for the suckers, I'm like, this is going to take way too long. So I ended up not doing a lot of I ended up not making a whole lot of suckers, and I think if I were to redo it again, I would probably take it from the actual tentacle rather than making separate balls and attaching them, because that would take way too long. So just as an example, I think this was okay, but I definitely would redo that if I were to remake it again. And I wanted to cover up this crack over here because, like I said in the first part, I picked this cup because it already had a crack and it needed to be covered up. So I thought this would be fun. And I think it covered up the crack really nice. Okay. So after I baked it the first time, I put a coat of paint on, and I don't think I'm ever going to use that paint again for clay because it still felt kind of tacky after it had been long enough for it to dry. It still felt tacky, so I'm like, I'll just throw this back in the oven. Maybe it will help that dry it out and it'll be fine. Newsflash, it did not. This tentacle over here where it curls up on the edge, that one started falling away from the cup when I pulled it out. And over here on the handle, I already had difficulty with the tentacle on the handle itself. But right here, it broke. So I had to glue that together. I'd already had to re-glue this. And I had to glue it up here. And then as I think I was moving it around or something, and then the one that's covering the crack came off too, so I had to glue that in place. So if you are going to try this yourself and you want the paint to dry out so you think you're going to throw it in the oven and it'll dry it out fine, don't do that. Do not throw it back in the oven. That will just mess things up. So I would not do that if I were to redo this again. And talking about the paint, so I put the glue on to protect the cup itself from getting paint on it. Protecting the cup itself with the glue worked great. I love it. Totally would do it again. The only problem is when I put the glue on, I got it on the tentacle. In some spots, I got it more on the tentacle than I thought I did. And like this one at the edge here peeled off a lot more of the paint than I thought it would. And I think there might have been another spot on one of the other tentacles that just like completely peeled off the paint. So next time I would need to be more careful with the glue, or even though I did like using the glue for that, maybe just not using the glue and using either colored clay, or as I was painting it and thinking about it, I thought that, well, this color, I would have to get like a couple of different shades, like a brown, a blue, and like a red, and just try and mix them together and try and find a good mix to make the right color that I want. Or I could get paint powder, which I happen to have access to, powdered tempera paint, and I ended up making some blue clay, which I think I would do that. I think I'm going to do that again. Just like not with blue. I have other colors that I can use, and using the paint powder, I can mix the different paints together and find the right shade that I need for what I'm making. So I think that's what I'm going to do next time I need to paint or color clay. Super excited to try that again. That'll be fun. Let's see, is there anything else? Tentacles. Paint. I can't think of anything else I was going to add. If you have any questions, leave a comment below letting me know what you want more information on. And like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.